Let's start this off with Corbin Burns. And you might be thinking, Robbie, this is Corbin Burns we're talking about here. What the frick are you talking about? Well, he's not off to a bad start so far, not off to a great start either, especially compared to what we've seen in the past. And his metrics are down so far this year compared to what we've seen in recent years. Even with that, though, because of the track record, I still expect him to be one of the best pitchers in baseball. So right now, when I see these metrics, I am a little bit concerned. Now, his velo is still looking pretty good for the most part, but he's giving up a lot more hard hit balls, and he's not getting as much swing and miss like he has been over the last few years. The biggest difference, though, is the cutter, his best pitch, which isn't getting the same results like it was before. Last year had a stuff plus score of 111, but right now it's only sitting around 100, and batters are hitting over 300 against it. I think a big cause of it is that his velo is down a little bit, about 1 mile per hour from last year. So I wonder if something could be going on, whether it's physically or mechanically. In the end, though, sure, maybe there are some concerns, but I trust that Burns is going to figure it out eventually. I'd say 8 out of 10 on the confidence meter to start improving the metrics, but I'd say keep your eye on it. On to a picture in the American League, and Tanner Bybee, I think, is getting people a little bit concerned. He's been very solid over the last couple of years with the Guardians, posting a combined ERA of 3.25 and a FIP of 3.54, with over 9 strikeouts per 9 across 56 starts. But this year, there's a big dip in the numbers so far. ERA at a 5.19, and his FIP is 2 runs higher at a 7.22. He's not getting nearly as much swing and miss. The strikeouts are way down. The walks are way up, and he's giving up a lot more barrels. I personally think he's just lacking the command, and one reason I think that is he's trying to use more pitches overall this year. Last year, he leaned mostly on the fastball, cutter, and changeup, but this year he's trying to work in the sweeper and sinker a little bit more. We'll see if he can make the adjustments along the way, but I'd say because he's having issues with the command, I'd say I'm at around a 5 out of 10 on the confidence meter to get back on track. Last year, Shota Imanaga made his major league debut after coming over from Japan, and even though he didn't have the velo like, say, Yamamoto, for instance, he had great stuff and ended up being one of the best pitchers in baseball last year. Now, you might be thinking, Robbie, he's got an ERA of 2.38 so far. What the heck are you talking about? Well, it's more so the metrics that I'm concerned with. His FIP is over a 5 because his strikeouts are way down compared to last year, and he's walking a lot more batters, along with his home run rate being higher right now than it was last year. Overall, though, I think eventually he's going to get things evened out a little bit more, but I do wonder if we're going to start to see a rise in the numbers a little bit this year because batters have seen him now for a full year. I do think, though, he's going to end up being fine. I say my confidence meter is at a 7 out of 10 with him. Up next, I'm going to talk about Roki Sasaki. Now, right off the bat, I just want to say I'm not really worried about him, but there's a couple of things to be concerned about. Now, I was very excited about him coming over from Japan. This guy has great stuff, very good velo as well, but off to a bit of an up and down start so far. As you can see here, strikeout percentage is a lot lower than what I thought it was going to be, 18.6% on the K rate, and he's walking a lot of guys up to this point so far. In the 3rd percentile in walk percentage, he is giving up some hard hit balls, 21st percentile in average exit velo, 9.3% on the barrel rate. But with Sasaki, I do think he's going to end up being fine. If we take a look here, ERA at a 3.20, that's pretty good, but the FIP is at a 5.16, mainly because of the high walk rate so far. And I think with Sasaki, that's really just getting used to the ball in the major leagues. It's a bit of a smaller ball over in Japan, so I think he's still, it's going to take him some time to get accustomed to that. But when it comes to the stuff plus on his splitter, he is ranking pretty well so far, has a 111 stuff plus overall. That ranks 12th in the major leagues. So again, with Sasaki, not very worried about him. Just a couple of things to be concerned about. I do think he's going to clean it up over time. Now, one other thing to be concerned about is the injury history. He was having some arm problems back in Japan. Who knows if that's going to come up here in the major leagues. We'll just have to wait and see. But right now, I think he's going to end up being fine. I say 8 out of 10 on the confidence meter. Up next, I got to talk about Tanner Houck. This guy was so good last year. 30 starts, ERA at a 3.12. It looked like he finally turned a corner in his career, but so far this year, he's been very up and down. The chase rate is a lot lower compared to what it was last year. He's walking a lot more guys. He's giving up a lot more hard contact. And I think the biggest issue is the command, because when you take a look at his stuff, it's still looking pretty good. I think he's just leaving a lot of pitches over the zone. But another thing I'm noticing as well is he's incorporated the fastball back into the mix. Not really a whole lot, only around 6.5% of the time. But when he is throwing the fastball, it's getting hit a lot. I think he's using it more so as a pitch to, either try and get guys to chase or just help set up some next pitches, but it has not been an effective pitch for him. So I wonder if he ends up, getting rid of the fastball completely and just going back to what was working last year, using the splitter, using the sweeper, using the sinker. So with Houck, it's a wait and see for me personally, but it's been a little worrisome, seeing what's going on with him so far. I'm right now at a 5 out of 10 on the confidence meter. Let's get to a few hitters here, and I got to talk about Riley Green. He had a breakout year last year, had an OPS of 827 with a 135 WRC plus and 24 home runs. He looked fantastic, but this year, off to a very slow start, and the metrics aren't looking all that great. The expected numbers are way down, the barrel rate and exit velo are down, he's walking way less, and he's chasing a lot more. Another big difference I've noticed so far is he's not hitting fastballs or off-speed pitches very well, which tells me there could be something timing-wise going on, but I also wonder about the injury history with him. He's had a lot of injuries in the past, so I wonder if there could be something physically going on. We'll just have to wait and see if he can get himself back on track. He had such a great year last year, so I'm going to put the confidence meter at a 6 out of 10. Let's move on to one of the former top prospects in the game, Jordan Walker. And honestly, I'm starting to wonder if a change of scenery could be the best thing for Walker at this point. In the last 2 years, he's only hitting 200 with an OPS under 600. And sure, bad speed, exit velo, hard hit percentage are looking pretty good, but he's not squaring up consistently. There's a lot of swing and miss with him. He's striking out a ton, and he's not walking enough. He just hasn't been able to figure it out, and after 3 years now, I'm getting a wee bit worried. However, I still think there's a good player in there, and anytime I think of Jordan Walker, I always think of Jermaine Dye. Big guys with power from the right side. With Dye, it did take him a few years to get going, and he broke out in 1999, his 4th season in the major leagues. So perhaps that could be something that happens with Walker here. I'd say give him a little bit more time to figure it out, but my confidence with him right now is not looking all that good. I'm going to say 3 out of 10. On to a bat that I thought would be dominating at Yankee Stadium right now, and that's Cody Bellinger. Sure, his numbers did take a dip last year after a very good season in 2023, but his left-handed swing seemed perfect at Yankee Stadium. Right now, though, he's not showing all that much. He's only hitting 195 with a 575 OPS. He has been a little bit better in the last couple of games, but when you take a look at the metrics overall, they're not looking all that great. Batted ball profile is middle of the road. Bat speed is in the 26th percentile. He's swinging and missing a good amount, striking out a good amount. He could walk a little bit more. The expected numbers aren't looking all that great. Again, though, I love the bat at Yankee Stadium. I think it fits perfectly. I say give him a little bit more time. Maybe with the warmer weather, he starts to heat up a little bit. You got to remember with Bellinger, he has had some injuries in the past, so I do wonder if maybe something could be going on, at least in the early going, but I think he's going to turn it around. I say 6 out of 10 on the confidence meter. Let's get back to the pitching side of things and talk about Jose Berrios. Now, I was already a little bit worried about Berrios coming into the year because he had a FIP of 4.72 last year, thanks to giving up a good amount of home runs while only striking out 7 batters per 9. And this year, he's not looking all that great. You're starting to see the metrics and the numbers dip even more. FIP are over a 5. His home run rate is higher right now, and he's walking more batters than he was last year at this time. He is limiting the exit velo on average, but he's not getting as much swing and miss. And combine that with the lack of command he's been having so far this year, I think we could be in store for a pretty tough year. I'm going to go 2 out of 10 on the confidence meter. On to a guy who's less than a year away from free agency, Zack Gallen. It's a big year for Gallen, but so far, he hasn't looked quite right. ERA at a 5.57, FIP at a 4.36, and last year he did have pretty solid numbers for the most part, but they took a dip from a very good 2023 season, so I'm wondering if we're maybe trending in the wrong direction. Now, when you're focusing on the pitches with him, he's never had a fastball that blows you away, but he's had one of the best curveballs in the game, but this year he's leaving it over the plate a lot more, and it's getting pounded as batters are slugging over 600 against it. He's giving up a lot more hard contact, as you can see here, 43rd percentile in the hard hit percentage, 26th percentile in the barrel percentage. He's got to get that cleaned up, but based off the track record with him, along with the slider and a changeup that he's throwing this year, that is looking pretty good. I believe Gallen is going to end up being fine, but I do wonder if we are going to keep seeing a bit of a regression in the numbers. On to Rays Iglesias, and man, oh man, what is going on with Iglesias so far this year? And honestly, what's going on with the Braves so far this year? They've been kind of a mess. They started off with a terrible record. They have been winning games as of late, but they're still trying to get back into the thick of things. And even Ronald Acuna Jr. was getting involved in some drama when it came to managerial decisions. Man, oh man, the Atlanta Braves. But for Iglesias, he's been extremely inconsistent so far. He's allowed 4 home runs in 9 games and just much harder contact overall. I think a big reason for this is his changeup and slider, which have been good pitches for him in his career, but batters are timing them up very well this year. They're hitting the crap out of him. Now, when it comes to relievers, you can't really pay attention to the small sample sizes, but because he's been so up and down so far, I wonder if he starts to lose some trust at the end of games, and with the Braves still trying to get back into it, I wonder if at some point they could go in a different direction. For now, I say I'm at a 4 out of 10 on the confidence meter. Sticking with relievers here, I gotta talk about Devin Williams. I think it's safe to say that his time in the Bronx so far hasn't been very good. ERA above an 11 as of right now. Strikeouts are way down, walks are way up, and he's giving up a lot more barrels this year than he has ever in the past. And I think a big reason for that are a couple of things. His velo is a bit down, and the stuff is down as well. With the fastball, he's averaged over 94 miles per hour over the last few years, but this year it's down to around 93.5 miles per hour. And as for the changeup, which has been a nasty pitch for him in his career, well, that's a little bit more concerning to me. He's getting an inch less of vertical movement on it so far compared to last year, and the stuff plus is way down on it. 129 last year to 101 this year. Now, he did have a back injury last year that he ended up coming back from later in the season, so I wonder if maybe he's still trying to work his way back from that a little bit, or it could be still that he's trying to find his groove with a new team. Who knows? Whatever it is, he's got to get it figured out because it's not looking very pretty. He's had a lot of success in his career, though, so for now, I'll go 6 out of 10 on the confidence meter. And last but not least, holy cow, what has happened to Jock Peterson? He was very productive for the Diamondbacks last year, hitting .275 with a 151 WRC plus and 23 homers. He's always been a very solid bat, but this year, what the heck is going on here? Only hitting .078 with a 301 OPS. Now, he also recently just went through an 0 for 41 slump. That makes me think of Chris Davis from a little while back. Now, when it comes to the metrics, the average exit velo is still looking pretty good, right around 91 miles per hour, but that's way down compared to what it's been in the past. The barrels are down, the hard hit percentage is down, the launch angle sweet spot is ranking very low right now. You know, sure, bat speed's still looking good. He's not chasing too much out of the zone, but the plate discipline is pretty middle of the road right now. Expected numbers are completely shot as of right now, but with Jock Peterson, he's always been a gamer, so I feel like he's going to get himself right. You know, like I said, he has collected a few hits here over the last few games, so maybe we're starting to see him come out of this slump, but he's always been a pretty solid hitter. I'll go 5 out of 10 on the confidence meter for him to turn it around. But everybody, those are the players that I wanted to talk about in this video that could maybe be in trouble. Again, I think some of these guys on this list, even though the numbers aren't looking great to what they have been in the past, I think some of them are going to be able to turn it around, but I'm pretty worried about some other guys as well. But let me know down below in the comments, who are some other players that you think could be in trouble as of right now? If they are, tell me whether or not you think they're going to be able to turn it around. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. But everyone, that's all I got for right now. If you can on the way out, hit the like button for me, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.